Hi, Steve.
Welcome back to Art Friends Coffee. Really enjoyed the last couple of conversations with you. And this time we'd just like to hear about how you market your art.
Oh, thanks, Steve. So I definitely would say social media plays a really central role in how I market my art. I think Instagram probably is my most comfortable space
Yeah.
to share art. I think just because it is so very visual. Um, I would say that that's been quite a journey to learn
Yeah,
learn
yeah. I
how
agree. I
to use
agree.
it. Just yeah, just I think I imagined it being quite simple once I got the hang of it in terms of sort of uploading pictures and you put a nice comment, but obviously the constant change required to ensure that things are seen and actually not only being an artist but also having to have some understanding of sort of social media strategy and those sorts of things. I think
Yeah,
you don't realize the amount of skills that you build being an artist, do you?
I agree completely. It's a funny old thing. Um, and you spend your life learning how to use this thing, and then it still happens to me now where having been on the platform for I don't know 4 years or something.
Yeah.
And I think I've kind of got to grips with it. And then someone will go, "Oh, do you know you can do this?" What?
Yes.
No? How do we do that?
This
Yes,
new
continual
this new
process.
thing. Yeah, this new thing. So I that's probably where I really started when I first sort of felt confident enough to, I suppose, put my art out there and for
Yeah,
it to be sort of a bit more in the public eye rather than just family and friends, so to speak. And I think I've become more confident over time. I wouldn't say I'm great with lots of the other platforms, and I think that's still something that I'm really trying
yeah.
um, to learn about. And I would also say, um, the importance of having your face and being relatable to people. So people being able to see the artist behind the work. I think I've become and realised more and more how important that
Yeah.
is to people um, um, if you want to engage with them and obviously
It does take a while to get
ultimately
comfortable
sell
with
them.
them. Yeah, it does take a while to get comfortable with, though, I think.
Really, really does. And I don't know about you, but certainly I, I, I I enjoy the solitude of painting to a degree. I enjoy the fact that I can sort of be on my own in my own space and just sort of doing my own thing. So
Yeah.
actually, to then have to be sort of really kind of promoting and marketing not only what I've produced but also myself, that can be quite an uncomfortable space to be in.
Yeah. My instinct is I think that would be the view of a lot of artists. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Do you, I mean, do you have work up in galleries? How?
Yeah, so that's the other sort of route, obviously, is through the galleries. And I suppose there's a less of a personable sort of approach there, isn't there? Because that
Yeah.
tends to be more of an interaction between yourself and the galleries. So I do work with a few galleries, both locally and around the country, that show my work. And definitely a very different relationship to selling work sort of direct, either through social media or through um, website type work, where you tend to often have conversations with people, even if it's sort of through messages,
Yeah.
when they want to purchase or they would like a commission, for example. That's obviously something else that um,
Do you
I
do
tend
many
to find
commissions? Is that?
otherwise. Um, I tend to, yes, I do a reasonable amount. I try to not do more than one every couple of months, because I think that um, you don't really want the pressure of having to produce something quite quickly, and you want to make sure you've got it right for
Yeah.
the person buying it. So I do commissions as well, but I tend to work on the basis of, give me a rough idea of what you want, obviously on the theme that I paint, and let's sort of come together at the end and see if we're both happy with it before, yes, because I think um, think there is pressure in doing commissions, isn't there? And
Absolutely.
that's also been a new
Absolutely. Yeah.
learning journey for me in terms of what your client thinks or what your client wants. You try to capture that, but you might not be able to. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
all sorts of learnings there as well for
I agree. Yeah.
yeah.
I think probably commissions is a whole separate question as a thing to answer. Yeah, but you hit on some really interesting points. Do you find that most of your commissions come from Instagram or?
Yeah. So yeah, it's so Facebook. So I have got Facebook as well, and I've got the way that you post something on one and it sort of goes through to the other,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
I found quite helpful, in terms of sort of time and the same content's going out, so it's fairly consistent. And I tend to find that's where most of the inquiries for commissions come from.
Facebook. Or
And it's usually sort of a conversation over a period of time, because it's it's a big purchase for people to make, isn't it, a
yeah.
piece of art? And I think a lot of people like to sort of hear about you, or they want to speak to the artist, so to speak, so they kind of
Yeah,
feel
well, I
like
suppose they're buying a little bit of you, aren't they? There's
absolutely, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And I think
So
that's the difference, isn't it, from the gallery experience, I suppose.
yeah. Yeah,
um,
although I mean, yes, because you are trusting the gallery to do that on your behalf, aren't you?
yeah,
And the gallery I'm with, I'm supremely confident in their ability to do that. I've been with them a while, I know them well, but as you start off in those relationships, and you drop work off, that could be a bit that's missing in the equation.
yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah.
absolutely.
So, was that for Facebook and Instagram, or just for Facebook with the commissions that what you were saying?
It's via both, actually. That's probably my main route for sort of commissions, and then in terms of sales of actual art, that will, in terms of sort of ones that I've painted, that's usually through the galleries, because I think yeah, people have been to the gallery, seen it, and something's resonated with
Yeah.
them, and they've sort of purchased. I have tried some sort of art. I've done a few sort of art type fairs, which have been great for networking and meeting other artists, and meeting customers. And I think it's going with that mindset when you go to that sort of thing, that it's about sort of building your network and allowing and showcasing your work, rather than necessarily sales on the day, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you might get sales, but sort of further downstream, as
Yes.
people have seen you
Yeah.
there, and yeah.
Yeah. And they then may follow you on social media, and they might maybe then follow some of your work, and then sort of 6 months later you might just get a query, or
Yeah, it's funny how it works, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. So, but I think over, I've sort of realised that, and I think I think a lot of us would resonate that, to buy a painting to hang on a wall that you might be looking at sort of day in, day out. You want that to be right. That's not usually, is it, an immediate purchase? It's usually a lot of people like to think about.
I agree, and why wouldn't they? Like you say, it'll probably be in the prominent room in the house, and they're going to see it every day, and
Yeah,
they want to
absolutely.
enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Katy, that was really good. Really interesting to hear about how you market your work, and how you, well, get yourself out there. Really, I suppose that's what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
hopefully that will have been of use, certainly of interest, hopefully to those at home. And for those watching, if that was helpful to you, then please, we'd be, as ever, grateful for a subscribe or a follow on YouTube and Instagram. And Katy, thanks so much, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.